All right, y'all. It was a lot of amazing people we didn't have come through.
Right, that was great. All right, ladies, so y'all ready to get into this bullshit?
Yes, now we can talk our shit.
All right, ladies.
I need to leave here.
So, as y'all know, on yesterday, or maybe you don't know, NBA young boy, his ex-girlfriend or his girlfriend, Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Yaya, she was arrested because she stabbed NBA young boy's baby mama. The story goes as she came to the house at 1:30 in the morning because he had his baby mama at the house. And she came unannounced, apparently. She came in the house, and he had security put her out. She somehow got back in the house. They began to fight again. And when they began to fight again, apparently she was not winning. She began to stab the baby mama. And I later seen a video of her back at the house. He went and got her. And I could not believe that she was back at that house after all of that foolishness. So, basically the topic really is like toxic relationships because there is no more. It can't get any more toxic than that foolishness. Right. But I am beyond done because I really want to know where. Not so much his parents because we already know the answer to that. I have always said that I believe that he needs help and he needs guidance. But I already know his backstory. But he was already dealt the fucked up hand, and he has no help. So I already know his backstory. But her, on the other hand, I'm trying to understand.
He's so dumb. He was so young, so pretty, so rich. You stupid bitch. You really sat here and stabbed somebody. Some cheating, ugly, muppet looking fool with herpes. Oh my god. You could buy 10 of him.
Yeah. Facts. Like, I mean,
but I guess
I would never let a man take me to that place. Like,
my thing is, wrong person. At the end of the day, they like where was Floyd Mayweather throughout her whole life? You know what I mean? Because
he's been there.
He was present in her life and he taught her certain things. Like what was missing? Because it's like all this glitz and glamour and money. Like some people they might have money and shit, but 9 times out of 10, he probably was the dad who wasn't in his daughter's life and gave money and paid for her to be whatever. It wasn't there to teach her these things. And look what happened. That's
what? Thing. Some people can have the teaching all day, but some people are just stuck in their ways and they want what they want, and they do their own rebellious
absolutely
shit, actions, and they pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are the best. They learn the best in the situation versus you telling them what to do.
Right.
So,
and ladies, let's please in this situation. Let's us look at our age now. It looks stupid to us, but let's please not forget. Let's not act like we weren't 18 years old, and let's not act like we were not, like we have not. Every girl has a turn. Okay, so let's not act like we have not all played stupid for some boy. Now we have not taken it to that extent to be that stupid. No, we have not. But let's not all act like we have not had a turn because we've all been dumb for something.
No, I disagree. I've never fought a girl. Like I've had girls mad at me because their ex want to get with me. Exactly. And that's not my mother. That's not my problem. I'm not going to fight you. You better go fight your man or your ex. That's not like a personal problem, ugly. But I did try to terminate homeboy because he was playing with me too much. So it's like, why would I go for the girl when the guy's right here? Like, you got to get to the source of the problem. Like, if you're going to stab someone, you better stab the problem.
Right, exactly.
And I concur with you. I absolutely
never fought a girl.
I personally never fought a girl either for a situation with a guy, but I've seen situations.
Right. And what I'm saying is we've all played stupid for somebody, but I'm saying we've never taken it to that extent. She took it to a place that it never ever should have ever gone to. It should have never. Once you walked in their house and you seen he was with another girl, that should have been your answer right there. That should have been your cue. First of all, you don't pop up to nobody's house. You know what I'm saying? You don't pop up to nobody's house unannounced. That's just not what you do. You know what I'm saying? That was your stupid ass fault. And then you started getting your ass kicked. You don't start stabbing nobody because you getting your ass kicked.
Because you get beat up. Like, you initiated it.
First of all, I got questions. Your daddy Mayweather. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
at the end of the day, like you said, her daddy is Mayweather. Where was you her whole life before this situation? Think about it.
But
she got that house. She got the car. The guy is on live claiming her. The guy is waking up out her sleep. My wife claiming her. At the end of the day, I look at it like this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just, I understand what you're saying, but come on, man. Floyd Mayweather, like, where was he when it came to teaching your child, your daughter, how you should be? Because, come on, man, all that money and everything, yeah.
But you want to know what's something so funny?
That dude was a child. That's the only.
You know what's funny though? I mean, she's a child, but she's not a child. So some stuff is common sense. You know, like some stuff is like, okay, do I really want to stab this girl and go to jail? You know what I'm saying?
If you're blind, leading a blind, being raised by a blind, especially if your daddy or your mom.
No, that's not true. Because they got some people that got crackhead parents that became doctors and lawyers.
A lot of people don't know what common sense is. They might just know being taken care of by the money. They never had no real body to sit them down to teach them common sense. You can't say everybody know common sense because I know a lot of people who don't know common sense and they our age or older.
But we cannot sit here and speculate and say that he wasn't there because we don't know that. And that's not fair. That's not fair.
No, not saying that he wasn't there. I'm just saying, where was he throughout this whole situation?
Listen.
It was 1:30 in the morning.
He's at home. She is technically an adult. He doesn't follow her everywhere.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Not to say that he followed her. Like, if he was there guiding her as far as, you don't fight no nigga, no female over no nigga, teaching her, guiding her, what happened with that? Because, we don't get that. Because I know, okay, like you said, we all had that point in our life, but have you really had that person to teach you and guide you? Where was that? Because if you actually had that in your life, you wouldn't be doing no dumb shit.
That's not true.
But see, that's not true because I know a lot of people that got rich moms and dads that do everything for their kids.
That's not true.
No,
That's not true. Just because somebody teaches you something, just because somebody tells you something and then they teach you the right way, that doesn't mean you're going to listen. That doesn't mean you're going to go the way they teach you. At the end of the day, you may hear everything they tell you, but at the end of the day, you're going to do what the fuck you want to do. You're going to handle it the way you want to handle it, especially when you get of age. When you get of age, you are doing what the hell you want to do. You're not listening to what your parents say. Now, some shit you do, it may resonate and you may hear them in the back of your head, but at the end of the day, you are moving the way you want to move. You're not doing what they say. Now, some shit is best learned the hard way.
And that's where the term, damn, somebody told me this shit was gonna happen, but I didn't listen. That's why people get stuck saying that exact statement for the exact situation we're speaking on now. You don't do, even though you know it's the wrong thing to do because somebody told you, you still did it just to see if the outcome will be different with you. Then when you see that it ain't gonna be different with you, then you want to say, damn, I should have, could have, and would have, but I didn't.
Look at us right now. And look at our age right now. Do you know how many times I say, damn, my mama told me that shit?
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? But you when you was 16, 17, 18 years old, you didn't want to fucking listen to your mom. You thought she didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. But now you in your 30s and you like, yeah, she was right. She told me that shit. And it could have saved you a whole bunch of heartache and headaches that you had, but you didn't want to listen. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way. And right now what she is learning is the hard way.
She definitely learned the hard way. All right. Hey,
and that's just what that is. But you want
Tiffany back.
is? You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? You want to know what's going on? He fucking her real good. He fucking the shit out of her. And that's what she is blinded.
Yeah, facts.
NBA is fucking the. But
look,
you know,
I didn't step in on some pretty real shit.
No, dead ass serious. Listen, she ain't the first baby mama. She is the third baby mama to be fighting. So let me tell you something about that. Y'all can say what y'all want about young boy and whatever herpes dick he got, he fucking the dog shit out of them because they are around here acting like a monkey over this boy. So whatever he is doing well. And he is fucking the shit out of these bitches because now they are stabbing hoes. They ain't fighting no more.
Yeah.
And then not only that, he went and got Yaya from the fucking precinct and brought her back to the house and is calling her his wife. So now she feel extra important.
Yeah.
And what does that look like for the baby mama that stabbed, or the other baby mamas, or the children? It's fucked up. That's my two.
It's the blind, raising the blind. Now the blind going around doing blind shit. Like I said, where was the parents? Where was the father? Where was the mother? Because at the end of the day, you got blind kids. Okay, blind people raising blind kids. Now you got blind kids going out here doing dumb shit. And they don't know what common sense is.
Well, listen, when it comes to him, if you go back a couple months, even a year, I said about him. Now him, you know, I don't excuse any of his behavior, but at the same time, I have to not blame him completely because at the end of the day, he is still a child himself, and he is a child who was damn near had to raise himself. He has a bird brain for a fucking mother. He has 4 children at 19 years old. He has a dad who has been in prison for most of his fucking life, and he has millions of dollars. That is a recipe for disaster. That motherfucker there don't have nobody to tell him right from wrong. And right now, he is running shit, and he has nobody to guide him. If you listen to everything he say, that motherfucker is mad at the world.
Yeah.
Okay? He is angry inside. That nigga got issues. But he gonna keep having issues because he ain't got nobody to tell him right. That baby is fucked up. But the only time I ever seen young boy look like he was sad was one time his mama was calling him all type of bitches. And said he hated him. And that's the one time I seen him look like a little boy because he looked like he was hurt. Not mad, he looked sad.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. He is doing what he wants to do, and unfortunately, what I've noticed with even some of my clients, because I have clients in the entertainment business that's young. If they are the breadwinner, the mama gonna ride for their bullshit, the daddy, the cousins, and all this stuff. And just as you said, NBA is the breadwinner for his whole family, his whole crew. So that is partly why his mom behaves that way as well. Doesn't excuse it, doesn't make it right. But I totally agree. It's very sad, very unfortunate. If that young girl, the baby mom that was stabbed, if she's deceased, my condolences to her family. If she's still in the hospital, I pray for a speedy recovery. Because even dealing with that trauma on top of the trauma we're dealing with in the world with this pandemic, it'll take somebody out. Like some of these people aren't even dying from COVID. They're dying from stress. They're dying from just heartache. I mean, it's real. What I really feel about, partly with this COVID thing, it is a spiritual warfare. It is spiritual warfare going on as well. And I just pray for people that I know, people I don't know, to use this time wisely, to invest in self, to renew yourself. Because everything starts with self. And, most people don't take that time off. Now God say, I'm going to force you motherfuckers to sit down.
Yeah. And see this, and what you said about self, that's how I feel about the situation too. Everybody wants to place blame on the parents, but you have to you're accountable for a percentage of your decisions that you want to make. You can't, mom and daddy can't babysit you through everything. And I'm speaking as a mother. I have a 6-year-old son, and I be there for him 100% of the time. But it's a lot of shit that he rebels against sometimes, even at 6 years old, that I can't really make him do. He gotta want to do. You see what I'm saying? So the parents play a percentage, just a little bit, but you as a person and your own self, you have to have accountability for your decisions too. You can't just say my mama went there, so I'm a fucked up person. You gotta want to be better.
With NBA though, he didn't get that from birth till like I guess 10 years old. Though that's the developmental period for children, for babies. He didn't get none of that shit. So the things that the right things that he was supposed to get to develop to kind of even make decisions as an adult, he didn't get that stuff. So Callie, I agree with you, but I also again want to take it back to the parents of him and Yaya. Like I said, I grew up in Grand Rapids. I know Floyd. I know some of the shit that he's done concerning his baby mamas and his kids and this, that, and the third. So this is a product of what environment they were in. But to go back to your point, Callie, you're not teaching your 6-year-old son these sorts of things. I believe that you're teaching him great tools to use when he becomes an adult. So in your case, you could say, he's 19. I've taught you, and your are yours. In this case, young boy's mama, she fucking act like a 17-year-old. So, and to take that to real life, because I don't like talking about people's situations because you never know, but in my life, let me take it to me. I was 7, I remember my mom was 17 when she had me. My dad was 20. So they were kids. A lot of the things that I experienced, went through, should never happen to kids, period. Right. But it happened in my life. At all. Huh? What you say, Boo? Crystal, what you say?
No, I was saying, because I can second that too, because you had a parent like myself and, who was blind. They didn't know no better. So that shit happened.
Right. And like with my parents, although they gave me some very good qualities, because henceforth I'm standing here, I also experienced stuff because they didn't fucking know, because they were kids themselves. My relationship with my mom now, it's very toxic. My mom looks at me as a ATM, a bank. So to be pretty real, I don't fuck with her. But I had to transmute all of that pain, all of that hurt into something positive. I had to, going back to as an adult, you can't blame your parents. I can't blame my mama why I don't have kids yet or whatever the fuck it is. I had to use that to transmute and grow within myself. So I hope that kind of explains, I guess from my personal life, you can have teenage parents, you can have young parents, but I guess I can be thankful that both my parents did instill good, positive things into me, so I can later now decide what is right as an adult.
Right.
And then going back to what Crystal said, when she said, where were the parents to put this in you? I also can't agree with that either, because I didn't have both my parents. I ain't never had a dad, not one time. But you know what? I had a mama. And so you don't need both of your parents to know what the fuck is right and what the fuck is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Common sense, like Brittany said, what Callie said, common sense sometimes is just damn that. And I understand common sense ain't common all the time, but come on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And going back to what you said, whether we gonna be real with ourselves or not, we all had a turn to be stupid. We've all played dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We've all played dumb.
Yeah,
at some point in our life, for somebody, we've all been dumb. And we may have never taken it to that extent to be stupid. And I'm not saying we fought over a man, but we've all been stupid in some capacity when it comes to a man. We've done something that was out of your character. You know what I'm saying? When you look back, you be like, I did that shit.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? Or why was I even fucking with that bum ass nigga? Like you think back to some shit.
And then to add to that,
I didn't have that parent. I didn't have the parent I didn't have both my parents in my life. My dad wasn't in my life, and my mom, she was blind. Like my mom did not have now she has common sense. Now she does, but when I was growing up, my mom did not have common sense at all. So what happened to the kid who basically got to fuck up and got to do things or create drama and thinking certain things is common sense, but actually it's not common sense, because you got kids that's teaching themselves, that's, out there 3 years old, doing things for themselves because they don't have no parents to teach them how to.
But you know what's so funny? That's only speaking as individuals too, because like you said, some people learn common sense early and outlook situations, and some don't. So you can say it for some situations. You can't speak for all situations. Right. You can't say like, oh, because you didn't have both your parents, you're gonna be fucked up because you don't have that common sense. Right. Everybody's not like that.
Absolutely. And you do two things with the way you grew up. You do two things with the way you grew up. You become it or you go the other way. It's your choice.
Yep. Yeah. You're absolutely right. I always say that too as it relates to like if a person's parents die or something like that. It's like you can use that as a positive catalyst to do better, or it'll pull you back to a space that you can never come from.
Thank you, Tiffany. We enjoyed you. You are like off the chain, man. Like, you're amazing.
Well, thank y'all. I appreciate you having me on here, and I'm just, keeping my eye on the prize because there is no reason why Hood Court cannot take over Judge Judy's spot as the highest paid TV.
So no.
No, that's right. We gotta have you back so we can get a full interview with you and you can actually like really go in detail.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe, ladies.
Yes, thank you.
I love y'all.
Love you too.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, everybody.
Y'all wash us. Take a bath like 3 times. So good.